So we are headed out to the owl release. They are 3 great horned owls that we raised from the time that they were babies. And you know, what's cool about this is it's one of our first great horned owl releases. As we've said before, we didn't have the facilities at at our old facility, at our intake center, to do the big raptors. We didn't have a 100-foot cage. And so we depended really heavily on the rehabbers to do them at their houses, and then they would just raise them to release and release them themselves. So we would see the babies come in, but never really the adults. So this is the first time we've seen them come in as little babies. We watched them all the way, about 6 months we've had them, and we raised them until they're ready for release. So today we are taking them out to release them on one of our designated release sites. And it should be really cool. We have a list of about 50 different release sites right now, and depending on what we have, so if we have possums or skunks or squirrels, we go to the place that we know will work for those. If they have at least 100 acres and a water source that doesn't go dry, we know that we can bring anything there. But like today we're going where there's an open field, but then there's also a really nice creek bed that has a lot of water in it right now. And so we know that we'll be able to release them into the field, they'll be able to fly, but then they'll be able to land in the treed area and still be right near water. Grab one out.
He says, what do you want?
I know. I'm really good in here. You've been feeding me. Why would I leave? It was one of the coolest releases that I think that I've done, since, as I said, we haven't done anything like that before with the big raptors. So, they don't always like to come out of the crates. You never know what an animal feels like. So when we do a raccoon release, they'll usually come out on their own. It just depends on the animal. So with the great horns, they weren't interested at all in coming out of the crates. So I knew I was going to have to actually get gloves on and pull them out of the crates. These guys are strong. They're not friendly anymore, even though we've raised them from such a young age. And so getting them out is always fun, because they're going to show you their claws and they're going to lunge at you and they're going to lunge at the glove, which, even though they can't go through the glove, the pressure of their talons is amazing, and it can hurt just through the glove. So I pulled each one out separately. Some of them lunged at me. The one actually just let me pull them out, but the other two lunged and grabbed the glove, and I was able to pull the one out. We never want to hurt them pulling them out either, so we've got to be careful of their wings. We've got to be careful of their feet, getting them on the glove, and then kind of giving them the oomph that they need to take off and go up into the trees. We don't want them walking around on the ground. We want to make sure that they didn't hurt themselves on the way, and we're always kind of ready with gloves and a net in case there's one we need to catch if it doesn't fly as well. But all 3 of these were amazing. They flew all the way into the trees, and the one even landed on the power lines, and we'll never see them again or get them back. So it was the perfect release.